To be you, it had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be me, might never be cross, try to be boss, they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me the thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. To be you.
It's been 25 years now since Sally Bowles.
Yes.
And Cabaret, and the Academy Award. As you prepared for that picture after its tremendous success on Broadway and on Roadshow, what was it like preparing for that picture, getting ready for it?
Well, it was so interesting because we were sent to Germany to make a musical about the Nazis.
Yeah.
So they weren't really, they thought, oh, this glamorous, this Hollywood is coming over here, you know. And the Munich studios got all kind of dressed up and repainted. And people were waiting, all the showgirls there and the beautiful dancers and these handsome actors. And they slapped them, if you remember Mine Hair, which was one of the numbers in the...
Yep.
They put bruises on these girls and Bobby Fosse put them into the most insane positions. And, you know, these people suddenly were in Nazi uniforms. They were really confused. Fred said maybe we should call it the Nifty Nazi Follies, you know.
And the night that you're at the Academy Awards, after you're nominated for your performance, and you're I don't know where the awards were 25 years ago, or the Pantages Theater, or the Music Center, or wherever they were.
Music Center.
Music Center.
Yes.
So you're there, and you notice that one of the other nominees, and I've read about this, has changed her dress. So what's going on there?
Well, it was Diana Ross. Everybody nominated that year. It was so wonderful. But I thought Diana Ross's performance was spectacular. You know, and I thought, boy, if she wins, I understand.
And she had a different dress on.
But she did change her dress.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she was up there and she did something, swell as usual, but then she changed, like, a lot.
Yeah, the nerve of that woman.
Like, a lot, you know, and came down and sat in the audience, and I thought, well, that's it.
That's it.
You know, and I said to my dad, she knows something. And, Daddy, she must know something. She changed her dress. And he said, no, 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 don't worry. And then when they announced my name, my father let out a holler in my ear that I still hear, you know, just still rings in my ear, and burst into tears. And I looked at him, and I thought, I'm so glad you're that proud of me. Do you know what I mean? That was the only thing I could think of. Because yeah, that enormous, he was very quiet, shy, humble man, and so brilliantly talented. And for him to have that kind of reaction was really extraordinary.
What about the times you toured with dear Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and Liza Minnelli? What a show.
Wow,
what a show.
I mean,
as my father would say, if he would see that kind of a show, he'd say, you know, son, there's $1 million worth of talent up there on that stage. He says, Dad, you're about $9 million short.
No, but just, I replaced Dean Martin, is what happened. You know, something happened to him. I don't know what. And they needed somebody else. And I kept saying, Uncle Frank and Sammy, why don't you get, like, Peggy Lee?
Yeah.
Or Lena Horne or somebody, you know, why me? What do I have to do up there? So they said, no, we want you, kid. Come on, you're coming with us. And I was flattered, so I went. And the first night I stood on stage, and Sammy sang Birth of the Blues and was standing here. And I was just, I couldn't believe it. And then Frank started Witchcraft, and it was a medley I had written because they liked my taste in music. And I said, oh, who's going to write the medley? They said, you are. Okay. So I put it in a certain order. But they were singing, I was standing on stage with them when they were singing that.
Between Frank Sinatra Jr. and Sammy Davis Jr.?
Yeah, and they thought of me as their
Frank
kid.
Sinatra Sr., I'm sorry.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'd known them since I grew up, like when I was a tiny baby.
When you were a kid, you worked here with your mom at Television City.
Yes.
You know, there's a gal I told you in the break, there's a lady who works here named Ann Nelson who's been here for a century. And she told a story, didn't they have like a yellow brick road from the stage to your mom's trailer?
Yeah, well, they didn't have a dressing room for us. What happened? They had a trailer.
Well, the nerve of this network.
Jim Aubrey. No. They had built her a lovely trailer, and they had, put a yellow brick road and everything. I thought it was corny. Of course, I was 16 when snobby and everything like that. And I was doing a show called Best Foot Forward, an off-Broadway show in New York. And she said, come on out here and do my show. I said, why, Mama? Nobody knows me. She said, I like you and you're good. Come on out. And this was like only a year after I left. So to come back and do that with her was great fun. It's the only real TV show I ever did with her. Once we sang together at the Palladium. But my father came to see it filmed and everything. It was terrific. I love this building.
What is it like having Judy Garland as your mom, Vincent Minnelli as your dad? I mean,
I don't know.
But you're the keeper of a legend. I mean, you're your own girl, but you're the keeper of a legend.
I know, but I don't feel like that. I feel like they were my mother and father. And it's on that show, in fact, that I did with Mama, here. Somebody says to me, wow, what does it feel like to call Mama Judy Garland? Or Judy Garland Mama? And I said, no, wait a minute, that's my mother. What are you talking about? How can you call Judy Garland Mama? That's Mama. That's not. And it was funny because it was all, it was a bit that was done.
But I like the way you say somebody.
It's true.
I like the way you say somebody says to me.
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody says to me.
Said to me.
You can take the gal out of New York, but you can't.
That's right.
I want to ask you about a man that worked with me on the Tomorrow Show on NBC, Peter Allen, who was your first husband. Yes. Who was one of the great performers of my time, who I've seen perform, who died too young and passed away too soon. But his vitality and energy on stage, I mean, he, like you, worked his ass off on stage for people.
I know. I sing one of his songs at the show. Oh, I just got all choked up. Wait a minute. Sorry.
Okay. Need to do your exercises again? Okay. Wait.
It's just got a little emotional. He wrote a beautiful song called All the Lives of Me, which is about kind of what we're talking about. about the fact that you really are everybody you've met.
Right.
And you take a little bit, people give you things, and that's who you end up being. And it's called, like I said, All the Lives of Me.
He wrote a great song about your mom. You know, quiet, please. There's a lady on stage. Put your hands together, huh?
Yeah, and so respectful.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what she deserved.
Anyway, you're going to do a number for us tonight. It's called...
It Had to Be You.
What a great one, huh? Thanks for coming. I really appreciate your visiting us.
So
and break a lip over there at the Pantages. Hey, you're gonna kill him, huh?
Thank you.
Liza Minnelli will be at the Pantages Theater Thursday through Saturday here in Los Angeles. If you're in town, try and get a ticket. And this is from the new CD, which is called Gently. Miss Minnelli, you're on.
To be you, it had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who could make me be true, could make me be blue, and even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you. Some of us I've seen might never be me, might never be cross, try to be boss, they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me the thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. It had to be you. Gave me the thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be.